Hi friends, this is Sarojini here. Welcome to my networking channel. Hope all are doing good. And today the topic I'm going to discuss about PIM dense mode. So PIM dense mode uses a push model. So what is a push model? It floods the information, multicast information from source to all the receivers. So each and every receiver will receive the copy of the packet. Assume R1 is streaming any multicast application, it will flood the copy of packet to R2, R1 to R3, again R2 to R3. So it will flooding the multicast information to all the receivers. So each and every subnet will receive the copy of the packet. So that is the flooding behavior of PIM dense mode. And the second is the pruning behavior. Assume R2 does not have any interested receivers or R2 does not have any downstream host or routers, automatically the traffic will be pruned. So that is the behavior of PIM dense mode, flooding and the pruning or the PIM dense mode behavior. And it follows a notation called S, G. So what is S, G? S is the source sending the multicast traffic and G is a multicast group address. So these are the key points you have to keep it in mind. So now let us go to the individual routers and let us enable the PIM dense mode. So each and every interface I have to enable the PIM dense mode behavior. Let us go to R1 and let us go to configuration mode. Interface faster than 0 by 0, right? So we have to enable the PIM dense mode. Before that, I have to configure the multicast routing. IP multicast routing, we have to enable it. After that, go to configuration mode, then go to the fast Ethernet 0 by 0. So interface fast Ethernet 0 by 0, IP PIM dense mode, followed by fast Ethernet 1, IP PIM dense mode. So it has three interfaces, right? Even the host attached to this interface, I have to configure enable the PIM dense mode scenario. So 1 by 0, then enable the PIM dense mode, right? So after that, what we'll do, we'll enable the same thing on R2. So R2 has three interfaces. Let us enable that 0 by 0, 0 by 1 and 1 by 0. So let us go to R2 and let us go to the configuration mode. Interface faster than at 0 by 0, IP PIM dense mode. Then let us go to configuration fast Ethernet 1 by 0, right? Yeah, IP PIM dense mode. Then go to the configuration mode of 0 by 0, 0 by 1. Yeah. So 0 by 1, enable the PIM dense mode. Sorry, it is 0 by 1, then enable the PIM dense mode, right? So we have configured on three interfaces. Same thing we'll configure on R3. So let us quickly configure. Go to R3. Interface R3 has same thing, right? 3 interface 0 by 0, 0 by 1 and 1 by 0. Yeah. So faster than at 0 by 0, IP PIM dense mode. Then fast Ethernet 0 by 1, IP PIM dense mode. Then fast Ethernet 1 by 0, IP PIM dense mode. So after that, what I'm going to do, I'm going to configure the routing protocol OSPF. So I have to enable the routing protocol for this network communication. So then let us enable the debugging and I'm going to show how the traffic flow for this PIM dense mode scenarios. So let us go to R1, go to the configuration mode, router OSPF 100. So network is 0.0.0.0. So this will advertise all the networks. I'm doing a shotgun approach. So that will advertise all the networks. Similarly, let us go to R2, go to the configuration mode, router, OSPF 100, network 0.0.0.0, 255.255.255.255 area 0. Similarly, let us go to R3, go to the configuration mode, router OSPF 100, network 0.0.0.0, 255.255.255.255 area 0. So now I have done with all this configuration and this host I configured with 30.2. This is IP I configured. This is 30.2 and these are the receivers I configured. So now let us start streaming the multicast traffic from PC3. So before that, what we can do, let us check the routing table. Show IP route to check all the interfaces are advertised. So we have seen all the networks, remote networks. So let us see. So R1. So it is taking some time, right? So let us see. Yeah, now it is advertised all the networks, right? 10, 20, and we are able to see all the networks. So now let us see. This network is not getting advertised. Yeah, so now we are able to see all the networks and it is getting advertised. So now what I'm going to do, let us stream a multicast traffic. So from here I'm going to ping a multicast group address. Any address we can go. That is the purpose of streaming the multicast traffic from R1 or PC3. So let us start from PC3. So you can ping any multicast traffic. So before that, let us debug the ping. Debug IP PIM. PIM protocol, I'm going to enable the debugging. So that is the way we can see the traffic flow, right? Debug IP PIM. So and also let us do debug IP PIM. So I enabled the PIM protocol on PIM debugging on all this R1, R2 and R3. So just I want to see the behavior when I start streaming the traffic from PC3. So let us start the traffic. So what we can do, ping 239.1.1.1 minus C. So this is nothing but the number of packets I'm going to do. So let us do the packet 1000. So I'm going to do the continuous streaming of multicast packet to this group 239.1.1. So after streaming this, what will happen? This will be added as a source address and G will be this multicast group address. So this is a multicast group address you can see in the multicast table. So let us go to R1. So you are able to see it is immediately sending the S, G. S is the source address 30.2 and this is the multicast address will be added in the multicast table. So let us do the show IP mroute. So you can see this multicast flooding will be happening all these routers, right? You are able to see 30.2, 213.1.1.1. You are able to see, right? So this is the behavior and P is for pruning. So let us see what is the behavior of P. P is for prune and T is for SPT. SPT is a shortest path tree. That means, so it always dense mode follows scenario SPT. That means it will any from source to multicast group address, it will follow the shortest path tree. Assume R1 as two path, right? R1 it can reach via R3 to this path or R1 to R2 to R3. There are two paths from R1 to R3. This is the shortest path or you can go this path also, right? This way also can go for reaching this R3. So it always prefers the shortest path. That is the purpose of PIM dense mode. So now let us see the multicast table. So multicast table I already shown. It follows S, G. This is S, G and it will show this thing prune and dense mode. This it is already we enabled the dense mode. That is the reason you are seeing the dense mode. And this is the RPF. RPF is nothing but a reverse path forwarding. I am going to explain what is an RPF. So let us go to R2 now. Let us see the show IP mroute. So here also you can see the same information 30.2 comma this corresponding interface. That is the source comma this multicast group address and you are able to see the flags also. So now what we are going to do, let us see the multicast table in R3. So what I'm going to check from R3 perspective, whether it is taking this path or this path. This is the longest path, right? So let us go to R3, show IP mroute. So show IP mroute if I'm doing it is taking the fast Ethernet 0/1 RPF. This is an RPF interface. So what it does, right? So whenever this R3 receives a multicast packet from R1, what happened? R1 already I told you. So R1 fled the multicast packet to R2 to R3 and R1 to R3. So these two paths it will fled the information. So R3 always prefers the shortest path. So they're making this interface as a RPF interface. That is a reverse path. Whenever the R3 receives a multicast packet, it will always check the reverse path towards this source. Towards this upstream source, it will always check the path. So it will compare that with the multicast. So R3 already received the multicast packet on this interface. So it will compare that with the routing table. For example, show IP route. So do a show IP route. It will show the reverse path for reaching this corresponding source 30.2. The interface, right? You are able to see this interface as 0/1. 0/1 you are able to see. The same interface you will see in the multicast table also. So that means if it will compare the packet received on this R3 faster than at 1 with the multicast routing table, show IP routing table. So if it matches, it will accept the packet. That means always the shortest path will be accepted. This longest path will be pruned. Except this traffic will be pruned. So that is the purpose of reverse path forwarding. So whenever R3 receives any multicast packet from the source, it always check the reverse path towards the source and it will compare that with the routing table. That is show IP route. So you'll compare that in the routing table, you are seeing this interface. So always it prefers this interface. So this is a way of preventing the loops around the network, right? So assume the data is forwarded on one network and it is received on some other network, there is a chance for loop to form. So to prevent the loop formation, multicast using a scenario RPF, that is a reverse path forwarding. So you are following this. What is exactly the reverse path forwarding? So now what I'm going to do, let us see the interface. So let us see the multicast routing table. Show IP mroute. So in this, you are able to see incoming interface is fast Ethernet 1. That is a RPF interface, right? Incoming interface is fast Ethernet 0 by 1. And let us see the outgoing interface. Outgoing interface you are seeing 1 by 0. I already told why it is showing prune means this is the longest path. So this interface will be pruned automatically. So another behavior is weird behavior of dense mode is it started the 3-minute timer. Whenever it started pruning any interface, it will start a 3-minute timer. After that, automatically it moves this corresponding link into forwarding. So that is the behavior of pruning behavior. So each and every time it will prune the interface, it will start the timer 3 minutes. So after 3 minutes, again it will go to forwarding, then again pruning. That is the behavior of PIM dense mode. So that is the reason you are seeing as prune dense mode, right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add this corresponding interface. I'm going to join to this corresponding group, this multicast group 239.1.1. Let us see what happens. From PC to this interface faster than at 0 by 0. Let us do. So go to the configuration mode. Interface faster than at 0 by 0. IP IG MP join group 239.1.1. So immediately what happened, it will build the graft message. So I already explained in the previous video. So graft message, what happened, it is used to unprune a pruned interface. So this interface already pruned from the, I already told this interface already pruned because there is no traffic from this PC1 or PC2 host. So now I added this traffic IP IGMP join group. I want to, so this host is interested in receiving this multicast traffic. That is the reason I enabled this. So automatically it will build a graft message. So that is the reason building a graft message. So now you can see the multicast routing table. So now if you are checking the multicast routing table, you can see the changes. So 30.2, this is in a forward dense mode. You are understanding, right? So this is in the forward dense mode. That means this is already interested in receiving the multicast traffic from the source. So that is the reason you are seeing this is in a forward dense mode. So 1 by 0 you are in a prune dense mode. That means this will be automatically pruned. So always the shortest path will be preferred. So that is the behavior of RPF. RPF always check for shortest path. So since it already received the multicast packet, it will prefer this path. So once I added this to this multicast group, what happened? So this group is also in a forward mode. So this is in a prune dense mode. So that is now the behavior of PIM dense mode. So these are the key points you have to keep it in mind about dense mode. The first thing is it will follow the push model. It plays the multicast information to all the receivers, and the receiver which is not interested in receiving the multicast traffic will be automatically pruned. And the third thing is reverse path forwarding. That is always prefers the shortest path, and is all whenever the multicast packet is received on interface, you always check the reverse path toward the source. So that is, these are the key points you have to keep it in mind about PIM dense mode. So I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos. Thanks and have a wonderful day. Thank you.